I almost got a little too much into vibing with the music before saying hi to you guys. So, hello everybody. I wanted to do another one of these midday streams and trying to keep myself accountable. Hopefully, everybody's week is going pretty good so far since it's only Monday. um, I wanted to finish up some stuff today. Um, Painting some miniatures. I've had horrible brain fog all morning. I don't know. I'm just trying to get out of it. Probably because I ate like crap yesterday. Hello, Swallow. Hi. Hopefully you're having a good Monday. Hopefully everybody's having a good Monday. I'm going to do something a little different today. I'm actually starting off using the airbrush for the first time on stream, or I'm going to. Gonna varnish the Friday 13th bust that I just finished for the giveaway. And that should be pretty good to start off with. Don't know how long I'm going to stream today. Feeling a little out of it, but I didn't want to cancel. So, let's go ahead and get this started later. Hey Nova. Are you biting my butt? Is that what that is? I mean, that's okay. um so yeah, I'm gonna have the giveaway probably midway through the stream. It's actually very hard to figure out how to randomly draw names from your followers. Everyone's like, oh, it's stream elements or anything like that, and I ended up finding a little spin the wheel app. Like, hey Jacob, hey, how you doing, buddy? Nice to see you in here. uh, we'll go ahead and switch to the art studio. Ah, there we go. Yeah, so I don't know how auditory wise the airbrush is going to be kind to the stream, but we will see. And hopefully everything will be okay. So I've never whipped it out on stream, so it should be pretty fine. I don't think it's going to mess with the mic too much. I did try a couple of experiments off stream, and it seemed to get a little bit of noise cancellation, but I've adjusted my mic since then, so we'll see. And this is my Badger Patriot 105. Sounds fancy, but it's, I know there's probably a better, back in the day this was the go-to airbrush. Like all the hobbyists wanted this airbrush. Okay, that the airbrush is on right now, so hopefully it's not messing with my audio too much. Well, I need to get that away from the metal bar. That doesn't sound too good. There we go. All right, so I know everyone's like, oh, but you have to clean an airbrush every time you use it. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. But I don't have to clean it right now because I cleaned it last time. So those of you that didn't finish, I did finish the Jason Voorhees bust, as you can see right now. Two separate pieces. Awesome. That's really great. Thanks for letting me know that. I was worried that the thing is loud. It's ridiculously loud. It's almost like having a lawnmower by my foot as I'm trying to record. So, this is typically a bust. It's not a gaming piece. So, I still like to cover everything in a matte varnish for handling purposes because even over time, paint can be worn off with your fingers. I don't know. I don't think the picture. I need a better camera. I don't think the pictures does this thing like justice, but I'm actually enjoyed working on this. I was absorbed in it for 2 days. Like as soon as I started painting, I'm like, I just want to paint it more, which is great because I'm looking for something that'll make me paint more. So I thought I wasn't going to enjoy painting this one as much, but I did, surprisingly. But now we're going to cover it in a clear coat. So let's see if we can ruin it. Funny story. When I was in this, I've been in this hobby for a long time, and until I started VTubing paint, I hadn't been in this hobby for years. I set down my brushes because I had a bad run with minis that I was using a new varnish I never used before, and I ruined a bunch of minis that I was spending hours on. And it kind of like sucked the wind out of my sails for the hobby for a long time. And this is like right before the pandemic, and then that happened and a bunch of other stuff. And like I stopped painting. And that was one of my things, was getting back into this hobby, was like I was worried about that happening again. But I'll be honest, I'm not sponsored by Army Painter, even though I do enjoy a lot of stuff that Army Painter does. I really enjoy this matte varnish they have. It is the best varnish I've ever used. And that's what we're going to be using today, actually. So, you're going to load up the airbrush with a little bit of it. Actually, I need to get... Oh, Jacob, thanks for the sub, man. Thanks a lot. I hope you're having a good day. You working from home today? All right. It actually, I didn't remember until this morning, because I put it on my schedule, that we're not recording tomorrow night. That everybody's at Gen Con. I appreciate that. So I forgot all about that. You know, everybody's at Gen Con, and we're not gonna be recording Star Wars tomorrow. When are you gonna go help set up for it? Because I know I'm gonna start getting the FOMO soon, because I'm gonna start seeing everybody posting stuff from Gen Con. And all I'm doing here, for those of you that are watching, I'm putting a little sticky tacky on some oak dowels that I cut. This is what I typically use as handles for painting. And I'm just going to stick uh, Jason onto it. And I'm going to stick stand onto it, which I assigned the bottom of it. There. Gives me something to hold on to while I'm spraying. And always I do a drop of ethyl alcohol. Whoop, that should be enough. A drop of ethyl alcohol into the airbrush before adding varnish. All that does is keep the tip clean. All right. Got my mixing brush. Give that a good mix inside the bucket. Very weird when it comes to cleaning up. All right. There we go. I don't know if you're seeing that on screen, but just waiting to see the moisture come out of it. Okay. All right. So Just spraying it, you just want to get a good distance away. And this is matte, so you're not going to really, you just got to look at how it's laying onto it. And get it at a decent angle, especially to get into the crevices here. Doing the stand first. A little different than if you're priming. Priming, you can at least see what you're doing. You're seeing the paint laying down. With clear coating, you kind of got to watch, especially with the dry brush, because it goes on. You just got to look for a little bit of moisture. You don't want to overdo it. It should be in. And I'll typically start on like the back of a model just in case you do something, because you don't want to accidentally mess up, like if you got the pressure wrong or something. And I'll go a little lighter on this because it is a bust. It's not a gaming piece. On a gaming piece, I might go a little heavier with the matte wash or the matte finish, because it's going to be something that's going to be handled a lot. And you want to protect the paint. Pretty much with a bust, the only thing you're going to have to worry about is if it's not in a case, it's going to be cleaned and dusted. So you just want a matte finish on that, just to handle the regular cleaning that would probably take place. And I choose to do matte because I know a lot of people do matte and then they'll go back and do their metallics. And it's like, I don't do that because even the metallics I think will be shiny enough with the matte on it. I think matte gives it a realism in my eyes. Here we go. And just giving it a looks over, make sure I got everything. I think I got all the areas. Yeah, I think it did. All right, looks good. And those are, yeah, pretty much stamped done there. That's the last step in the painting process for me, is getting a good clear coat on it. That's all I pulled the airbrush out for. Which actually I got a lot of varnish in there. So I might go ahead and do. I wasn't gonna do it, but yeah, I'll go ahead and do two. I know two of these fairies are done, so I'm gonna go ahead and varnish them since I've got it in the airbrush, and I can put those off to the side. But that's what I'll do. Like the airbrush is such a headache sometimes to like set up. So I'll just have a bunch of jobs lined up, like clear, like priming or clear coating, and I'll just get it done. But I plan on putting some flocking or some realistic plant textures on some of these Fae. So what I'll do is I'll clear coat first, and then I'll come back in with some grass material, and I'll glue that down to kind of give it a 3D effect. And like I said, these are game pieces, so I'm going to go a little heavier on the clear coat. Especially places where you think someone's going to pick it up. You kind of want to get it that way eventually. If it's handled a lot, you don't want the paint to come off on their fingers. It's like one problem that I have, the one reason, get out of there. One reason I had with doing this hobby back in the past was I used to clear coat with a rattle can, which is fine. There's some good rattle can clear coats out there, and it's okay if that's what you're doing. But I always ended up for a time getting like a very cloudy effect because of the humidity here where I live. And that's one reason I love the airbrush is even I know a lot of people are like, oh, use an airbrush for this, I use an airbrush for painting, which I have. I've used an airbrush for painting. But 90% of the time I use it for priming and clear coating. Because I can do it indoors. It's so much easier, not having to worry about the weather. Right, so that's two fairies just like that, done and clear coated. Which means I can start doing some terrain effects on them later on once that clear coat gears. I would be doing this fairy, but I kind of wanted to do a little bit more detail work and a little bit more tattoos today. So that's probably what I'll be doing. And this one hasn't even been started yet. Well, technically it's been started yet, but it needs to be painted. Um, but hopefully I'll be getting into that today. I can knock out those tattoos pretty quickly. Uh, let's see. Yeah, time to clean. Which this is the part where a lot of people are like, I don't want an airbrush because then I have to clean it. I'm like, yeah, that's part of the problem is you do have to clean it. Oop, I about made a mess. Probably still gonna make a mess, but take the nipple off. Got a little excess varnish and I don't want to waste it, so I'm just gonna pour it back in. There we go. It's good. Think. And back in. The stuff is great. Love that stuff. Cleaning's pretty easy. That's one reason I have a water bottle. Like, you don't have to detail clean it like soaking the pieces or anything like that. And I do have it's worded. I do have this. It's airbrush cleaner. I've had this for years. Like, this whole bottle's lasted me a long time. One trick I picked up a long time ago is putting your finger and just letting it bubble up. It's a good way to clean your airbrush. And having an old rat or an old brush, much like this one, just to work the sides. But I mean, when you're running paint through it all day, you can just, or primer, you can probably just give it a good clean. But running varnish, because varnish is designed to dry and harden, definitely requires a little bit more detail clean on your airbrush. And all this is these little brush bottle or airbrush bowls. It just catches the washout. It's got a filter on it too, which is pretty nice. And all you're doing is you're just running clean water or whatnot through there, or the excess into the paint water. Yeah. All right. And the pop. There we go. Off. And because I ran varnish through it, I will strip it down. And airbrushes are pretty easy. You've got the adjuster here, which adjusts the tip. And when you go to clean it, you just unscrew it enough to slide the needle all the way up. This is the important part. It's right here at the end. You don't want to bend your tip whatsoever. And most cleaning kits come with a nail file type device for sharpening and cleaning your tips, which is pretty much what I'm doing right now. To get any hard, dried on pieces of paint off or varnish. That clean. And ooh, don't know why it doesn't want to unscrew. That's okay. We got tools for that. Hi, Callista. Hey, Train. Thanks for the sub, man. I'm sitting here cleaning an airbrush after I just used it. Oh no, she has access to the emotes now. I just got my new emote approved, and that's the owl table flip. That should be on there too. I actually just had that one done by artist. He's amazing. The artist Meow. She linked to her VGen is is in my about section under credits, and she's really great. I'm gonna get some more emotes from her. She's got a package deal where you can get 3 unique emotes of your own choosing, and I just haven't come out with 3 things I want Al to be doing yet. Okay, good. as I put the airbrush back together. Thanks, Train Man. Enjoy your lurk, and I hope you're having a good day at work. Okay. So yeah, I had to get some airbrushing done just at the very beginning, and I've never airbrushed on stream before, so I was kind of happy that it wasn't too bad. It seemed the sound was okay. As I put all this equipment back, and then I'll get into some actual painting instead of just varnishing. But those of you that were not in here, I varnished the Jason Voorhees bust and stand with some matte varnish to protect it. And let's see. Matter of fact, I will leave these right here and I will be right back real quick. Oh, thank you guys so much. You're so sweet for the compliments. Yeah, this was actually my first attempt at sponge painting with makeup sponges to get the effect I wanted for the model. Which, if it tells you anything about how I enjoyed it, um, I went out and kind of purchased more makeup sponges. um, because yeah, it's a really fun way to paint models now, and I'm kind of addicted to it. So I want to experiment more with different sponges. It was very fun. It was a very enjoyable experience. But we are going to, and I'm going to be drawing names for a name for that bust here soon. And I will be the one of the requirements is I will have to mail it out to you, of course. And hopefully you have a trusted email or a trusted mailing address you don't mind giving me so I can mail you this bust. Also, thanks to the Scuffs of Legends server, I met an interesting person Faye, who gave me the amazing idea to use these little kids poppy things for contrast paints. And I've been using one, and actually I found a pineapple, which is great because it's going to fit like right down into my wet palette, which is going to be amazing when I have to use contrast paints now. So I'm proud of my pineapple. It's like I wanted to show that off. It's like I really like my pineapple. Let's see. I need I need a good red because I wanted this. This fairy's missing something, and I know I've seen pictures of them with tattoos. Yes, they are such an amazing person. I've met so many really amazing people through the Scuffs of Legends. Thanks for putting that server together, Callie. That's a really good place. It's really something special you got going on there. As I look for a red that I like, because he's got pale blue skin, and I think a red tribal like tattoo is gonna pop out on the skin. I don't want to use a contrast paint. I gotta organize my paints again. Too dark. Pure red. Pure red. Well, you are you're the one that was the magnet that drew everybody there. Come here, vortex mixer. Some of these acrylics are old, and I'm hoping they don't need much love. Oh, you should be fine. Yeah. It hasn't displaced too much. Some airbrush medium. Before stream, I had the horrible accident of spilling my entire thing of paint water on my desk. So luckily, I had just gotten fresh paint water for the stream, so it was clean paint water. But yeah, it went all over my setup. Yes, now the desk is clean, but it went all over because I have my laptop like right here so I can see chat. So it kind of went all over my Surface Pro. But yes, those of you that follow me on Twitter or the Twits and the Blue Skies, bless crib brush cleaning ASMR. I would fall asleep to that. You give me brush cleaning ASMR, I'd fall asleep to that. But those of you that follow me on Twits and Blue Sky, I posted my schedule. It's going to be a busy week. I posted that I was going to be recording Star Wars podcast on Tuesdays like I normally do, but I forgot that most of the people are going to be at Gen Con this week, either working it or just going there to enjoy Gen Con. So and I've got the metal Surface Pro, so yeah, it's a little better. I actually like it. But yeah, Gen Con is this week, and so a lot of my gaming friends, you know what? I'm gonna mess up. I need to put on my magnifiers. A lot of my gaming friends are going to Gen Con, so we won't be playing Star Wars or recording it this week. What is going on with my Owl Mini? Why is he frozen? Oh no. Hold on a second. I think something crashed. I will fix this. Okay. Is it working now? Maybe? Oh, it's not working. Okay, I'm gone. I vanished just for a split second. I'll be back. I promise. Here I am. I looked up and my mouth wasn't moving. It looked like I was ventriloquist for a second. Okay, get the magnifiers on. Give them a good clean from fingerprints. I will say I've actually really started enjoying these things. They do help out a lot, even though they make me feel old. So, what'd you do in your modeling experience, Al? Oh, I've tattooed a fairy. When your hand has to be very, very steady. I swear I have a poltergeist in my room because there's no reason paint should dry this fast. Brush. They're like I think that's like an old Amish belief is like what is it? The cow's milk curdles in the morning. Um there's something else. There's like little farm belief superstitions that means you have like a witch present. At least I think so. Oh no, I grew up in the South. There's a lot of superstitions. Like, also grew up in an Irish family, so they believe a lot of stuff like that. This has been an ongoing issue. For some reason, it doesn't want to dry, or it dries way too fast in this house sometimes. I don't know what it is. I think I need to just break down and get a humidifier for the studio. It's pretty good so far. I don't hate it. I have to have we have a sunroom. I have to have a dehumidifier in the sunroom, but for some reason it's too dry in this room. But like you're supposed to have a wet palette to keep paints moist, but for some reason in this room things like to dry on my wet palette. I'm so tempted to give this fairy like a frat boy tattoo. See if anyone notices. I mean, these are for my best friend, and I can't believe I haven't figured out a prank to do with them yet. But now that I think about it, I should have painted something funny. I do have one left though. Oh, it's so awkward. That wing. Where you gotta cast shade like that? Like even half this pool's already dry, and it's on a wet palette. Get the proper angle. Oh no, I can work with that. I can work with that. Accidentally touched with red someplace else, but that's okay because I'm wanting to do a tattoo, and I can now. He has a foot tattoo. Totally, totally planned. I will say this. Now that I have a decent pair of magnifiers, I don't know how I was painting models without them all these years. I'm going for a walk with you. Where are we going? Where are we walking? Is it someplace fun? Around the block. There we go. Good, because when Pup says later we have to go for a walk for exercise, I went, nope, I already took a walk with Callie. We walked around her block. Yeah, it is the same. It is the same. All right. Oh, more water, more brush cleaning ASMR. Oh, good. First one I picked up, moon dust. Exactly what I want. Moon dust, a very bright yellow, vibrant. I'm gonna use it to highlight this yellow sword because I wanted the sword to look like it was made out of, because it's a fairy, of course. I wanted the sword to look like it was made out of like a hardened chunk of amber. I need to add, maybe a little bit flow improver, or here we go. I really need to get a smaller dropper bottle, but I've used so much of that already. It's really funny because I know I've seen a lot of VTubers put like stuff on their thrones or stuff. You know what's on my throne? Paint. Just paint. It's like, hey, I want some of this paint. That's pretty much it. I have a 3D printer on there too, but that's a purchase that I'm gonna do eventually. Hi, Faye. That's what I tell everybody. It's like, you want to support the channel? Is like, just give me paint. You know how much pain I go through? Yes, good morning, everyone. Thank you for hanging out with me today as I'm trying to finish up and keep myself accountable for these fairies. So doing a little bit of edge highlighting on the sword. Yeah, as I was saying, I wanted it to look like it was made out of a hardened chunk of like amber. Because I like the natural effect of a lot of these fairies. Is that what you were doing with the other night? Was that the hobby you were doing? Is it called diamond painting? Yeah, I thought that was really interesting. I've seen stuff like that before, but like not like that. I thought that was really neat. See, that's really cool. Okay, so I've got an ad break coming up in 3 minutes, and when we come back from that ad break, I'm going to do a drawing for this Jason Voorhees bust to see who in my followers list is going to get sent a free bust painted by me. Not that I'm like famous or anything. I'm a decent painter, but you get a free painted piece of art. I'm gonna use a contrast paint, so I got to whip out the pineapple. You don't want to put contrast paints on wet palettes because the contrast paints are already kind of diluted. So just adding more water to it, that would be cool. Halloween ones. Man, why is so much like um we went to brunch yesterday with friends and they had to go to that southern restaurant that everybody goes to, Cracker Barrel. And why is it that Halloween stuff is already out? Like we're not even the August yet. I mean, not that I'm complaining. Like of all the least annoying holidays, like Halloween's the least annoying to me. But also, I've never understood the popularity of Cracker Barrel. There's better food at better places. I don't understand why people love Cracker Barrel so much. Yeah, Christmas stuff seems. I mean, it's gotten to the point like some box stores they just need to have Christmas all year around. They need to have a Christmas aisle. There's a place near me that's like that. It's a shop called Old Time Pottery, and they seriously they sell Christmas stuff year round. But it's like a chitski like place with like anything you want in like a cheesy garden setting. You could go to this place and purchase. All right, 30 seconds into the ad break, and when we come back, I will have the drawing, and we will find out who of my followers are going to get this Jason Voorhees bust. And I will get up and walk around and take a break, and I suggest all you do that as well. gonna finish this pommel and then I will go on that. All right. All right, guys, I'll be right back. And when I do, we're going to do that drawing. So we are back from break. And so what I'm going to do now is I have looked into various different ways to draw from my followers. The one thing that I want to do, and I'm going to do it, I want to do future giveaways because I like painting stuff for people, and the idea of giving away to you guys that come and watch me excites me about this. So I want to do future giveaways, but for now on, I'm probably going to have something where it's going to be a giveaway that you guys opt into uh, to start off with. So that's something I'm going to do through Stream Elements. This first time, though, I said that, hey, I'm going to draw from all my followers. So I put, as of this, there was 107 people. I put it all in this neat little website where you can make an animated spinning wheel with everybody's names on it. So let me just move myself out of the way a little bit, and then I'm going to bring that up. There we go. Awesome. All right. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to click this button, and we are going to see the Pups is suggesting I do 3 names in case people I can't get a hold of people because I'm going to be messaging people who are on Twitter. So that's a possibility. But I think a lot of people that are on here are people that actually talk to me. So we're going to do a name and we're going to see what happens. So here we go. And the winner is ah that is that is awesome. That is a VTuber that is a friend of mine. She's I believe she's known as the Otter Mama. I have rated her several times. I am going to reach out to her and tell her she has won. So it's so close. Uh, so I'm gonna reach out to her and tell her she's won this. But what I'm gonna do is, in case I can't get a hold of her, I'm gonna give her a few, several days to get back to me, and I'm gonna write this down. I'm gonna do a pup set. I'm gonna do 2 more names, and just in case, I'll have those names to fall back on as other winners. So, the first definite winner, I'm gonna write her down. And I'll try to do something for the runners up. Or yeah, is it runner up or runners up? I don't know. I'll watch Shorzy. So number 2. Let's see what we're doing. Plus, I get to spin this again. Oh, she's still watching. That's just great. Oh. And one more. Oh, that's fitting. Aspire. That's he's one of the first people that really supported me. That's very fitting that he's on there. All right. So this is what it's gonna do. I'm gonna reach out to Killa, and if I can't get a hold of her, I'll give her some time. If not, the bust is gonna go to Aurora. And no matter what, Aurora, I am going to do something for you because you're on the list, and I'll paint you a mini from my pile o' shame, and I will send it to you. I promise you that. And the same thing for Aspire. So yeah, that was pretty fun. Yes, I got to do more giveaways like that. Um, that's like the type of stuff I want to do. I might send you some choices. I'll probably pick out I'll probably pick out three minis, Aurora, and that I have just laying around. I'll be like, which one do you want painted just for you? And I'll paint it for you. Uh, you. Jacob, have you never seen the pile of shame? Have you never seen the shelf and the two cabinets and the cabinet? Like I really. Okay, I'm gonna have to send you pictures. I have, yeah, half my workshop is unpainted models. Yeah. Have you not seen my Cthulhu quote unquote mini that sits on my shelf the size of a toddler that's unpainted? It stares at me and ridicules me that I need to paint more. Yeah, I've seen yours, but yeah, for me being a mini painter, mine are pretty bad. Yes, so I have the names down, and I'm gonna get in touch with everybody on the list and let them know, and I'm gonna see what happens. And no matter what, everybody's name that I drew today will be getting a little something from me. That is a guarantee. So we are but San Reno figures. Um, you know what? I'll tell you what, Aurora. Tell you what. Let's go back to there. If you don't end up with, I'll give you a choice. If you don't end up with the Jason Voorhees bust, how about when I finish my first little owl here that I've got to paint? Do you want him? I'll let that be the runner up prize. Okay, it's a deal. If you don't end up with the Voorhees, you'll get the little owl. I'll paint him for you on stream. All right. So now that that's taken care of, I will reach out to her later, and I'm gonna paint some more on this fairy. He's gonna hold your table. Now we do have some in the works. So, dude, he's the prototype, but we will be having some. I've been sent the 3D model of it to approve. It's the same. He's in the same position, but he's got his arms up like he's holding ski poles, so you can slide paintbrushes into his hands. That's something that is going to be coming down. Hopefully, within the next couple of months, we'll have those available, which would be pretty nice. But as I was doing, let's see. Oh, yeah. That all that is. I will definitely. If it's not the Jason, it will be me. I will say that. As I put my cheaters back on. This in the short break, this paint had already dried. Why? There we go. This is the Pink Floyd Pulse concert that was in 1992. It is my. I'm a huge Pink Floyd fan, and these are the. This is my favorite album of theirs, and this is a very good version of this song. All right, so little highlights on his armbands. Yet again, painting with yellow, even though I don't like. Actually, I don't mind this moon dust yellow. This moon dust yellow goes on pretty clean. Yes, I'm a big Army Painter fan. I used Army Painter Vallejo, very little Citadel, honestly, and this stuff, which is I really want more of the Pro Acrylic. I really like the Pro Acrylic. But yeah, hashtag not sponsored. Wish I was sponsored, but yeah, I do enjoy Army Painter a lot. I think I think Jacob just realized who Pups is. uh, what other highlights I need? I need some white highlights. Uh, me roads. Do I have? I have a bad problem, especially when I'm painting a bunch of minis at one time. Is I will pull all the paint out and then I won't put it back. So right now I've got an like a Roman Legion of paint on my desk and barely anything in my drawers. And I gotta like start putting stuff back because now I'm getting lost in the forest of paint tops. What I need. When I need a gray right now is what I need. I need a very light gray. Nope, you're not gonna work. You, however, are a contrast paint and you might work. Yeah, I should take a picture. It's literally just like a forest of tops. I really want to get. They've got these really nice toppers now that you can get orcs, you can get skulls, you can get whatever, and they fit like just boom right on top of the contrast paint tips. And it's so you don't have to turn your thing upside down in your drawer. It's so you can paint it with the contrast paint. And not only does it show you what the color is, it shows you how it sets on the model because there's recesses in it. I really love those, and I want to start. I want to get me a handful of those. I want to use. I want to use that to highlight, and I know I'm going to kick, but I know what I need to use. Uh, and I put it away. I think I put it away. Nope, it's right here. I have to highlight with white. So the titanium ink it is. You know what? I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try this with the titanium ink. Man, that is a very bright ink. Just highlighting the hair right now. Back from the walk. Hopefully, you had a good walk. Yeah, it's been unbearably hot here last couple of days. It's like going outside and swimming. I prefer cold because there's only you can keep putting on clothes. There's only so many clothes you can take off before it becomes illegal. I've heard people say a lot. Oh, you need to highlight with inks. You need to highlight with inks. I kind of see what they're talking about now. All right. So a little bit of where's some light brown? I have a lighter brown. I know I have a light. That's more green. You know what? That'll work. Desert yellow. The pommel. of this fairy sword is an acorn top. So need to get. I got it with a dark brown. I just need to get a lighter one just to highlight some of the edges. This desert yellow is going to work, which doesn't really look like a yellow to me. There we go. Yeah, I feel like I didn't finish talking. Yeah. So this week's gonna be pretty fun. I've got. I did the giveaway today. Tomorrow I was supposed to be doing Star Wars, but realized everybody's gonna be at Gen Con. So Wednesday we're actually doing a modded Peak collab here, and I'm gonna be doing it with Valiverse, Perry, Stitchings, Nova, which Nova was in chat a little while ago. Um, yeah, a bunch of us are gonna do it, and we ended up having to mod it because I realized I had too many people. But we're gonna do it with 5, which is gonna be fun. So we're doing that Thursday. I'm not doing anything because it is Pups' birthday, and we're gonna celebrate that. And then Friday, I will be back in the art studio painting with Raina here as we paint on something. We usually it's usually a fun time when her and I are together. So and then Sunday, or not Sundays. Sunday's nothing. I usually don't do anything on Sunday. Saturday, I will be playing Grounded with Pups and Sunny Farms, which we had a blast last time. Yeah, I always welcome Callie. I'm having a lot of fun playing through Grounded again. I'm really excited about Grounded 2 that's supposed to be coming out. You've never played Okay, it's Callie, it's Honey That Shrunk the Kids, and it's got so much like campy 80s humor. It's so fun. Yeah, it's ridiculously fun. And it's a survival game. So like you're fighting giant insects and you're making armor out of their bodies and you're eating them and you're in a backyard and you're playing a bunch of kids. Yeah, it's very very fun. It plays up to 4 people, and I know Sunny, myself, and Pups is enjoying it, even though Pups has a really like big fear of spiders, and the spiders are pretty aggressive in this game, especially when you put it on the setting that I put it on, just for Pups. But yeah, they got a sequel coming out soon that I'm really excited about. It looks like it's going to be fun. It is normal settings. It's normal settings for the game. It just might be a little tougher. I know I'm in your ear. There, we've got some great gameplay footage both on Sunny's Twitch and my own, especially when Sunny joined us, and within the first 5 minutes of her joining us last time, we got wrecked by spiders. Yeah, that was also the stream where she started singing the cheeseburger song from VeggieTales. Like I just like all the nostalgia jokes for kids that grew up in the '80s in that game. Like they have vitamins that lay around the yard that are obviously Flintstone vitamins, but they have another like name for them. Yeah, but I surprised I had a lot of fun playing Peak also here recently last week. A lot. I thought the extra sketch was like a nice little addition to the game. But I had a lot of fun when I got on top of the picnic table and found what was up there. That's where I made my home base. Almost done, I think. And I can start the Wasp White Rider, which is the last one of the series. This is a very fun game. I think I've talked about it a couple of times, especially like painting the fairies on stream. This game is called Moonstone, and it's a miniature skirmish game, which are getting really popular. Skirmish games are getting very popular because you don't have to have a full army like Warhammer or Age of Sigmar or anything like that. You just have, a handful of pieces, small squads. In this game, has has like fairies and humans and trolls and goblins, and the artwork is very Brian Froud. If you're familiar with that artist, Brian Froud was the artist that inspired a lot of Jim Henson's stuff, like the Labyrinth, the character design in Labyrinth. Also did character design in Dark Crystal. That's a lot of Brian Froud's work. Yes, Moonstone. Um, Look up the minis because it's done by what is it called? You know what? I'm gonna pull it up because I've done this before. I pulled it up on my phones. Um, so it's called Moonstone, and I want to say the company has an interesting name too. Goblin King Games is the name of the company that does the games. And yeah, and it's the the minis are like really cool designs for the minis. I love all of them. But let's see, miniatures, gnomes, goblins. My absolute favorite one, like you can see, like the art style is really cool. But my absolute favorite mini, and the one that's kind of living rent free in my head right now, is in this game. They can have airships, miniature airships. The Goblin's airship is my absolute. Well, I mean, look, there's like a pirate goblin on a wheelbarrow ship. I mean, that's kind of awesome. But my absolute favorite mini that of any game right now, any game, is this one. It is the Goblin airship. It is. Let me get a decent picture. I might have to go back. I can't believe that. It's a toad that's been blown up to be an airship. You know, I find myself like thinking of this and just chuckling. I want this mini so bad. I love this miniature so much. This poor toad. That's an airship. But yeah, my best friend got into this game and he said he wanted me to paint his entire lineup, which I did. Um, but he is running the fairy team is what he's doing. This is called the swashbuckler, the one I'm or the fencer. Yeah, this is the fencer, the one I'm painting right now. And what I did was my plan is because if you're into Fae and the different courts and the different seasons, was I was doing all these fairies in different seasons of the year. Like this is obviously your autumn, this is your winter. Um I did more of a summer aspect with him, and this one is the last one I need to paint in the series. Is I want to do I'm doing a spring theme, so it's going to be like a lot of vibrant colors. And there's actually a book series called the Dresden Files. If you haven't read it, Dresden Files, the world building in Dresden Files is amazing. With the way that in that book series they add vampire courts, fey courts, werewolves, everything, and he creates this supernatural underworld where everything just works and fits together, and it's just amazing. He talks about like all the Seelie and unseelie courts and why the winter court is better than the not better but bigger than the summer court. It's really cool. But I did a lot of scratch building when it came to these kits, and one thing is like this whole base on this one, I went to a hobby shop or a hobby store, craft store that I dare not name because I don't like them and I hate that I have to go to them sometime. And I purchased like they had these little wood cutouts, so I actually had to go in. Which there's actually a compilation of me building these shorts where I glued my hand several times. But I built this base, and one thing that I have is after it's painted is I have a gemstone right here that fits right down into the center of the base. That this, of course, is not going to be painted. That's the reason I'm taking it out. So, but yeah, it's a gem. I've got a nice purple amethyst like gemstone that's going to slide right down in there when I'm done. But since this is like the main focal point of the squad and the one I'm looking forward to painting the most, so I really want to do. I've seen people do this wasp in like very vibrant like purples and stuff, but I want to do like almost a. If you've ever seen the Japanese wasps, the huge ones, I want to do like orange and black and yellows and like very muted springtime colors for that. That's something I'm looking forward to. That I'm gonna start today, hopefully in the next couple of minutes, and probably continue painting with rain on Friday. Because this one I think is almost done. I got the sword where I want it, sort of. Yeah, I got rimming on the sword. You know what? Yeah, I need to do some black lining. So that's something I need to do. This needs to get black lined a little bit. Black lining is actually one of my favorite things to do on a model because it's so I zen out and like just kind of do it. Black lining is a pretty easy art form. You just take um, some black acrylic and add it, water it down to where it's almost in ink, and all you're doing is you're running little thin black lines between transitions of color, giving it a little definition. You're not doing a lot to it other than that, but it's like it's literally just running a thin line, the thinnest line possible. Like like if you have an armor piece that goes into skin, like at a wrist guard, you want to run it between the armor piece and the wrist guard. That way, there's a little bit of shadow, a little bit of definition, and the colors don't blend together. And what's good with that is it will clean up a lot of your, if you have like oopsies, it'll clean up a lot of your oopsies, and it just makes it look a little better. I think, in my opinion. So like, I'm gonna take a little bit of black, like this, and like where the wrist guard meets the wrist, I'll just run a single black line. Yeah, it's a technique that people don't really like. It's one of those things that a lot of painters do, and no one really thinks about talking about it. It's just doing a little black line. It's like you're doing it small enough to where like you look at it and it just looks like a natural transition. That's the reason I water down the black a lot. And like right here where the shoulder pad, the shoulder meets the arm, it's a yellow going into a gray. So you just do a little black line between the yellow and the gray, like just sharpen it up. It gives your eyes like a natural break, is what it does. And I'll sometimes water it down and run it between the fingers, like a thin line. That way, the fingers give a little bit more definition. So just running, like, especially where the clothes meet skin, just running it between there, or where it's skin on skin. Anytime you have a transition between a body part that's the same color, doing a little black line will just give it a little bit of definition. Mm-hmm. Almost done. I keep saying that. I've been saying that for a while now. Almost done. Almost done. This is the problem with like little models like this. Is like, I'm almost done a lot, and I'm like, oh, I could do this, or oh, I could do this. Like, oh, this will work. This will look good. But sometimes you just gotta know when to set the model down and say, there is nothing else I could do. And I'm about to that point. especially with this little guy. He is going to be as good as my skill will let him be right now. Yep. All right. And we are at that point. So I'm going to stamp him as done. And I'm going to add him to the other fairy group of finished ones, even though they're already clear coated because I had the airbrush out earlier, but he will get clear coated soon. And now, oh, speaking of airbrush, I love my airbrush cleaner out. Wonder why something was going to taking up so much space. So, here we go. What I've been looking forward to. We're going to paint this one now. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, let's see where I'm start. Usually, I start. I start with the bases, and one of the first ones that I like putting down for the base. Wrong ones. Dusk red. Dusk red is a contrast paint I like putting down on ground first. So as I fill up the pineapple, so it's a good starter for the ground. It does like good red clay, pretty much is what it feels like. And then you put your greens on top of it. Man, Pink Floyd is just such an awesome band. There's very few bands like I know the entire discography of, and one of those definitely for me is Pink Floyd. We have an ad break starting in about 4 minutes. And I'm gonna get up and walk around as I usually do, stretch these old man legs. Suggest everybody else do the same. And then the ad break usually lasts around 2 minutes or 2 to 3 minutes. I don't know about anybody else that runs ads on Twitch, but I usually end up getting like a lot of Spanish ads for like McDonald's, which is really weird. I think it's weird because like I'm not a Spanish speaking VTuber, like so why am I getting a lot of Spanish ads? Like for some reason they still think my audience is Spanish. It's fine. There's no problem that it is. Thought it was very strange. I just had you, Darkwood. Seriously, just had you. Oh, there you are. You know, one of the things that I thought was interesting, speaking of fast food and like foreign languages, it's a weird segue. When I was in Japan, such an obsession with KFC. Like it was literally everywhere. And I know in Japan it's a part of their or their Christmas tradition is to eat KFC. Yeah, yeah. Huge over there in Christmas because I was over at Christmas. God, it was everywhere. By the way, everywhere I ate Japanese in Japan was amazing. The food everywhere was just absolutely incredible. Oh, this dark wood looks so good, so good on this base. Yeah, I my favorite place to eat over there was a place called Moss Burger, and Moss Burger was it's a Japanese fast food chain, and uh, one coconut shrimp over there is a side. So it's like, oh, you want a hamburger with coconut shrimp? It's like getting a hamburger with fries. And but they had a teriyaki burger called one of the things they're famous for called a Moss Burger. And what it is, it's a patty of sticky rice, pattied to look like a hamburger, but it's dipped in like a teriyaki sauce and then deep fried. And that's your burger is this sticky rice teriyaki patty that goes on the burger. Oh man, it was so good. That and they had what was it? It was honeydew melon Fanta, which is the best Fanta to this day I've ever had in my life. All right, we are in an ad break, so I'm gonna step away a little bit and stretch these old legs, and I'll be back when it's over. See you guys in a bit. And I'm back. Talking about food, and I realized I haven't eaten today. Probably while I'm talking about food. But in my defense, I woke up and I was feeling ridiculously uncomfortable because I ate way too much yesterday for some reason. And this dark wood looks so good. It does its job. It's supposed to look like dark wood. I think my favorite part of doing these was building the bases, like one of my favorite parts, because using the texture paint to build up, um, like filling in with cork, building up with the texture paint, and basically just building the layers was really fun and enjoyable. So I will say, part of me is very happy to be starting this final fairy. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I don't think I've been painting it that long because up until recently, most of the painting I've been doing is on stream. Like, I've been too busy to paint off. But that was the main reason I started streaming, was to give myself this, you have to do this. Like, you're gonna have to paint tonight. You scheduled it, type of thing. Because life gets too busy and you all of a sudden you don't have time for your hobbies. And your hobbies is what keeps you sane. At least what keeps me sane. I call it brush therapy for a reason. Like, this is what I enjoy. This is what makes me happy. Also, meeting new people makes me happy, and with becoming a VTuber, like, I've met some amazing people. Not gonna lie. And more the Darkwood. Almost had enough. I know next I wanted to paint. Yeah, I'm probably gonna work on that little owl figure next on stream once I get done with all these fairies. Eventually, I got a friend of mine that's sending me a Trench Crusade kill team as payment for doing painting something for him because he's got a 3D printer and I do not. And that is something I'm going to look for. That's actually going to be something I paint for myself on stream. For those of you that didn't catch it, I actually had a learning VOD about a week or so ago where my best friend, Gabe, who is also, as of this weekend, going to be, or this week, is announced he is a published author. Um, I posted it on my Twitter, but my best friend has written a book for the Infinity board miniatures game. A nice fictional book set in their universe. I can't wait to read it. I've pre-ordered it myself. Eventually, we're gonna have a stream where I'm being so rude. I'm eating while I'm streaming. Eventually, I'm gonna have a stream where he's gonna teach me how to play the Infinity board game while talking about his book. I think would be pretty good. But right now, he's currently at Gen Con where they are going to reveal his book and the fact that it's up for pre-order. I'm so proud of him. Start going through. I think as soon as I get off stream, I'm going to go through my paints, start putting some of them away because it is now ridiculous. After I take a picture, of course, because yeah, I kind of did this to myself. Forest Sprite. That was one I did. There's a green in here I really love. Called Shamrock, I think. Yep, Shamrock Green. There's a. I got my mediums mixed in with my paints. Amateur hour over here, I swear. You know not to do that, Al. You know better than that. Yeah. Come on now, where are you? No, there's another green. Was it camo cloak I used? I might have used camo. Where did I put that one? Oh, there it is. Yeah, I think so. I'm getting camo cloak down as a base green for some of this textures. No, I have a lighter brown somewhere. Lighter brown contrast. But this is one of those things I'm talking about. All my paints are up here. Fire orange, sand. Nope, another medium mixed in with the badge. It's a red, really. Leather, maybe. Oh, what's still in the drawer? Probably not a lot. Well, that one might work. Blood brown. But I'm gonna try something. Let's see how this works. I'm gonna get a sponge out. Want to sponge a little bit of white onto this model instead of dry brushing it on there. Ooh, that white. That needed to get cleaned. Ooh, okay, too much came out. Dampen the sponge. All right, so just so what I'm doing right now is I'm just sponging some of this white onto it, which works as the works like dry brushing, except smoother. To figure out a better way to clean sponges. I use them. Yeah, I hate to say it, but like, how do you clean makeup sponges? Kind of wolfed down my lunch while I was talking to you guys. So rude. All right. Welcome back, Nova. I was just talking about you earlier. How we were going to do a modded collab here on Wednesday. Just sponged that base. I'm gonna have to start doing that. I'm gonna have to start doing the hair dryer technique, so this paint dries a little faster. Although the paint does dry ridiculously fast in my studio for some reason. I mix this paint with brown. Now, we are coming up on the tail end of the stream because I can usually only do about 3 hours and I start fading. Um, so, I'll start looking for someone to raid here in about 10, 15 minutes. But like I said, we got plenty of stuff going on this week. I forgot I'm not doing anything tomorrow, so I might have a last minute thing or I might actually have a rest day, which I probably should do. Ah, that's a little too green. You know what? But I think I can live with it. Oh god, you gotta see the chaotic peak stream that I did last week. It was so much fun. You don't play I don't play games to win. I play games to have a good time. And peak's a good time. Okay, I kind of like the greenish wood that's coming up from this. This is pretty good. This is pretty good. Might sponge some black onto it later. Kind of liking the way this looks. I talk about an artist all the time, Don Serratos. Absolutely love his work. He is a yes. I love our party animal sessions. I seriously do. They're so much fun. But Don Serratos is a watercolor painter who does miniatures as well, and I talk him up all the time. Like it's like I've never had the VTuber term of an Oshi. Like if I had an Oshi, it'd be Don. He's the one. Like his videos are what got me back into painting. All the techniques he does. He's out of the Philippines, and on what's really cute is his daughter does Gunpla, and she's a Gunpla diorama, and she's a diorama artist, and she's just as good as him. I swear to God, that family is so talented. But Don, um, is the one that invented the sponge. He calls it sponge shop, the sponge contrast painting technique that I'm kind of mirroring or I'm trying to teach myself. It's yeah, it's really enjoyable. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, that's like so stupid nice. I don't even know how else to put that. That looks so good. I really wish there was a better. I had a better camera so you guys could see what I'm looking at. Like, I mean, yeah, my camera's okay, but I need to eventually break down and get a really good one for miniature painting. Let's see. So, no, I don't want to rim it yet. Let's say I could rim it real quick, but I could do this also. Just a little bit of sponging. This is addicted to the sponge. Go just hitting where the moss is going to be and not the wood. I seriously gotta research how to clean makeup sponges though. Because right now I'm just kind of sticking it in my brush water and like squeezing it to like get it out. I know it's not. I know it's not cleaning it very well. Like still stained. Although I like this little one. Like I don't know what this one's called, but I like the little egg one. Like I've got the big egg ones, but I'm really addicted to this little one. I have to look for little more little ones like this. I'm not a makeup guy. I mean, I'm a 6'1" burly dude with a beard. It's like I didn't wear makeup. I did stage shows, but we never wore makeup. I might be pretty in makeup. Let's see. Mm, I do like this shamrock green. This is a very vibrant green. I like it a lot. So far, this reminds me of springtime. Greens. Raise the freedom at a. Oh, that looks so good. Look at that. I'll have pictures of this up online, but this is such a good starter. Nothing says spring like fresh grass. You know what? I'm gonna try something. Just a little. I might be going crazy. Yeah, I'm kind of liking the sponge a little too much. Do enjoy it. Yeah. Hey Perry, how you doing, buddy? It's going pretty well. I'm doing a little bit of sponge painting on this base. How you doing? You enjoying your vacation? Sounds pretty good. I might be doing some editing here in a little bit after I get off here. Or I might actually try to relax and play a video game off stream. That would be kind of nice too. Sacrilege. You have to go home and relax? Like, oh, can go home. I thought you said have to. I was like, oh, it's not like you were being forced to. I've gotten to the point whenever I nap, I just nap so hard I wake up and just feel miserable. So I actually try not to nap anymore. Sadly. And almost done rimming it. Probably doing this a little too early because there's still stuff I want. That is for today. Call it. Yeah, I'm kind of happy with that. A couple little more things I want to do. But yeah, I can live with that. It looks pretty good. Here's the number one. How this looks. Because yeah, I'm trying to make myself paint more, so probably be more painting streams for a while because I feel like I've been neglecting it. Oh yeah, that's gonna look really good. Stone in the center. The stone, of course, is not getting painted, but it'll get glued down in there once everything is done. All right, so I'm gonna take the contrast paint palette out. All right, and yeah, I get to go through my paints and start putting them away because they are everywhere. All right, so oh, then put it this way. Guys, I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me this morning. Daytime streams might be coming back just when I need to get some painting done because it's a good way to focus and get painting done. So let's go back into my office and center myself again. All right, so thank you guys very much for hanging out with me tonight or today, not tonight. It's a day. It's not night. I am going to look real quick. Oh, thanks for you guys hanging out. Yeah, I might do some these daytime ones a lot more. I used to do them, and I kind of got out of the habit of doing them. But I'm gonna find, if you guys stick with me real quick, I'm gonna find someone to raid out to. And I think I have someone in mind. Two people in mind. Two people I haven't raided in a long time. I'm gonna do what I did last time. I can't decide which one to raid, so I'm gonna roll off on a die. So on a one, let's see, a 1, 2, 3, and 4, I'm gonna raid out the dainty. And on a 4, 5, and 6, I'm rating out the V. So rolling the 6-sider in true D&D nut fashion. That is V. I said 4, 5, and 6 V, right? Yep. 5, we're going to read out the V. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, as I said before. I got to figure out a way to pull people up. All right. Rating out the Bailey. Or V. V is someone who I will be playing Peak with on Wednesday on the big Peak modded collab. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. And I don't know if I'm going to be painting tomorrow. I might. But we'll see. I'll do an announcement if I am. All right. Love you guys. Catch you later.